Hello, you all. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sheba, and I'm on here to share two cards I created for hashtag Sadmore Makes and also for Two Crafters One Design. So, hashtag Sadmore Makes is hosted by Jillian Norwood here on YouTube, and her collab or hashtag is where you can share whatever you like to share that is art related, and you can post it on here on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, or whatever social media platform you like to share it on. And then Two Crafters One Design, they have a theme each week, and this week's theme is Doily. So of course I wanted to participate in their hashtag and come on here and share with you all. Before I get started, I hope that you're all having a great weekend and you're trying to stay warm. Here in Oklahoma City, the weather has warmed up a lot, due to the snow that we had on Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the two. So it's still snow on the ground, but of course it's melted away, from the sun, which is a good thing. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and share with you all, excuse me, what I use, and I'll share with you all what I created. So first, as you can see here, I did use some Victorian Velvet Distress ink. I also use Vintage Photo Distress ink to go around my card base to distress it. And then I also use some Distress Oxide Spray in Peacock Feather, also in Wilted Violet. And then I also use Lost Shadow. And then I also use some Distress Spritz and Kiss Flamingo. And as you guys can see, I've been having a lot of fun playing with Tim Holtz products. I don't know, I'm late to the game, you guys, but I've been having a lot of fun just kind of learning different techniques and stuff like that. But yeah, so I also use the Sizzix Tim Holtz die. This is the Vault Boutique. And so here is the doily that I use from this die, and I also use some of the butterflies here. And then the embossing folder that I use is also from Tim Holtz, and this is called Doily. And so I use this embossing folder. So, and then also from Stampers Anonymous by Tim Holtz, this is called French Garden. And I did use this sunflower right here. And then I also use like the little sentiments here on the stamp as well. So that's what I use. And then for the background of the card I'm going to share with you all, I did use the Wilted Violet and also the Lost Shadow. Okay, so here is the card that I created. And so I use the embossing folder, so which you cannot tell, because I didn't want to waste my watercolor cardstock. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. So I still went ahead and used the, the back, the card front. And what I did, I took some Vintage Photo crayon, and I just kind of went around the high parts of the embossing folder imprint, and just took the crayon and just kind of smushed it in there. Here's my doily that I used from that Sizzix die set. The butterflies I used from the Sizzix die set as well, but what I did was I took some of the peacock feathers and the Distress Kiss Flamingo spritz, and I just spritzed it on some watercolor cardstock, as you can see, the real pretty shimmer. And then I just cut out the butterflies with that color and put it here on my card. And I didn't put these down all the way, so they're kind of dimensional. I just glued the centers of them so they can be dimensional. And then here is my sunflower that I colored with Tim Holtz Distress Crayon, or watercolor pencils rather, I'm sorry, watercolor pencils. And then I just fussy cut it out. And then I use a stamp, the little sentiments from the stamp, and I just stamped it here in the corner, on the side here. So that is this first card. And I love the way it turned out, even though my embossing didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, but I still wanted to use the card front. So yeah, so that's that card. And then I also, because I wanted to create another card using this embossing folder as well, so I went ahead and did another attempt. It took me a couple times, you guys, but I finally got one that I liked. I don't like wasting cardstock, but finally got one that I like to use for my card. So I used that. And then I also used, sorry about the noise. I also used from Photo Play. And this is, what is this called? I don't know the name of it. Let me see. Let me look. Okay. It's I don't know the name, you guys. I'm sorry. If it's on here, I'm missing it. But anyway, so it's the U die. You get the actual word die and then the background plate for it. And then you also get, well, these are sold separately, but I bought them as, together. I've been having it in my stash for quite some time. This is my first time using it. And then you have the sentiment that you can use the word you to, write out, just, make a sentiment on your card. And then here is the strips to cut out the sentiment. So yeah, so really nice. And it has a lot of nice sentiments in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, to use the word you with. Okay. So, and I also use the Distress Ink and Victorian Velvet for the background. So here is the card. Really simple card, you guys, but I love the way it turned out. So again, using this embossing folder, which is called Doily by Tim Holtz. And if you don't know, as I mentioned in my last video, you have your raised side of your embossing folder, then you have the debossed side, and you just take your ink and just rub it on there, and then you put your cardstock in there, excuse me, and then when you close it up and run it through your die cut machine, the print will actually, print like it is. So the background color that you rub on the embossing folder will be in the back, and then you got the doily, as you can see, that's still white. Now some of the ink did not go completely where it should, you still see some white areas here, but like I said, this was not my first attempt, so it turned out really nice, so I just went with this one. But yeah, so that is the doily embossing folder that I use, and then I just put the little sentiment here that says thinking about you. Love the way that turned out. Just a simple card, you all, using the Tim Holtz products. Like I said, I've been really enjoying playing with all the sprays and inks and all of it. I've been enjoying playing with it all. So yeah, so those are my cards that I created for this week's collab for hashtag Sapmore Makes and Two Crafters One Design. I'll have the ladies' links to their channels in the description box below. In case you don't know who they are or you're not subscribed, you can go over and check out their channels and let them know that I sent you. So yeah, so again, thank you all so much for watching. You all have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.